Hey, Sunhee. Mind if I join you?
Of course I don't mind, but... How's your health, Kiryu-san?
Just fine. I am limiting my intake, believe it or not. Thanks for the concern, though. Is it really alright for you to spend so much time with us? Will your subordinates manage without you there?
I'm sure they'll be okay. There are hardly any issues that require my input. If they need me to get involved, then they know how to reach me. So there's no need to worry about me, Kiryu-san.
Your phone's ringing.
So it is. Just ignore it. I'm enjoying our time together right now.
But...
See? Now, if it's really important, they'll call again right away.
You gonna answer that?
Nothing could possibly be more important than enjoying a drink with you, Kiryu-san.
I appreciate the thought, but now I'm a bit on edge here.
Well, now that that's over, we can finally drink in peace.
Sunhee, if you get another call, I want you to answer it right away. Now it's got me curious.
Fine. I don't mean to put off my work that much anyway. I suppose I have to take this then. Excuse me, Kiryu-san.
Yeah, of course.
What? This had better be important. Yeah, got it. Bye.
Everything okay? What'd they want?
All good. Don't worry. It's not a big deal. Just ran into a little bit of trouble.
Your subordinates called you multiple times, but it turns out it's no big deal.
Yeah, apparently a fire broke out on Komi Jewel turf.
What?
Look, don't get so worked up. It was just a minor fire. But I've been told it might have been deliberate. Some guys from the Liumang roaming the area, allegedly.
Liumang? But I thought they were under your command, same as Komi Jewel.
Yeah, which is why I'm having them look into the matter. Again, no need to concern yourself with this. Well, that's enough of that.
Let's call it a night. I've had enough to drink.
But you haven't had anything to drink. Wait, what's wrong, Kiryu-san? If this is about the fire, it's all right. Don't worry about it. This is one of those times when a leader ought to remain calm and dignified.
Staying calm is one thing, ignoring the situation is another. It was the Liumang who started this fire, your allies. There's no point trying to look dignified in front of me. I think you actually care about what's happening on site right now.
Well, that's not quite right.
I'm done here. If I drink any more, then I won't hear the end of it from Nanba. Go show your face, even for just a second. Your subordinates need you there more than I do here.
Fine, fine. Once you've made up your mind, you can be as stubborn as a mule. Guess we'll call it here.
All right. And hey, we'll drink again sometime. As long as you're up for it, of course.
There's nothing I'd love more. Well, see you.
It's tough having to lead an entire organization. Daigo really had his work cut out for him. Sunhee, what happened with that small fire? The one where the Liumang set fire to Komi Jewel turf.
Oh, thanks for your concern, but I'd rather talk about literally anything else. There's some dissent within Ijincho, just something I have to deal with as a leader. Just nothing you should be worried about.
No can do. You shouldn't have to shoulder that burden all by yourself. Why don't you lay it on me? You mentioned before there aren't many people who can drink with you as equals.
I did say that, but... screw it. There really is no winning with you. Honestly, I didn't want to air out our dirty laundry in front of you.
So it was arson. But nobody saw who did it.
Right. All we know right now is that the culprit was fully aware they were setting fire to Komi Jewel turf.
Don't you find that a little strange?
How so?
If I remember correctly, your subordinate didn't hesitate to tell you that the Liu Mang was behind it. But how could they call them out without an eyewitness account?
So you've noticed. Impressive. Long story short, the accusations against the Liu Mang are false. There's no evidence pointing to the perp, so it's all bullshit. But someone managed to escalate that BS to me without having to go through any filters. That's the real problem.
What do you mean?
I'm saying the lie originated within Komi Jewel, among the top brass at that.
In other words, one of the Komi Jewel officers tried to deceive you with a false report.
Precisely. He probably made his underlings start the fire, then spread the rumor that the Liu Mang was behind it. This act of betrayal only serves to escalate tension between Komi Jewel and the Liu Mang. I can't turn a blind eye to it.
You're right. One wrong move and it'll lead to an all-out war between the two of them.
Truth is, some people aren't too happy to see Komi Jewel and the Liu Mang getting along. By deepening the division and sowing discord, they'll be able to pin the blame on me for failing to take action. That's the traitor's end goal. He wants to chase me out and seize my throne to rule Komi Jewel himself.
You managed to dig all that up? And did you find out who the traitor is?
I did, actually. He got sloppy when leaking the rumor. Turns out the traitor is the eldest of Komi Jewel's officers. His name is Han Chul-sa.
So, that's him there, huh?
One of my great and wise uncles I've talked about before. At his age, he should be thinking about retirement. Guess he wanted to make a name for himself before going out.
By betraying you, no less. If he's the oldest, then the two of you must go way back. That's infuriating. I'm getting pissed just listening to all this.
Sounds like you're angry enough for the both of us. Thanks. I appreciate it.
I only said what was on my mind.
This is such a mess. I really didn't want you to see me like this. I can't believe I just spilled everything to you.
Was Han Chul-sa dissatisfied about something? I doubt he'd plan a coup for no reason.
I can't think of anything. Except for the fact that I'm younger than him, and a woman. Considering he's a man who's faced countless adversities in battle, perhaps he doesn't want to end up under a leader like me.
Most old men probably would think so.
I've received the same report from different sources stating that Han Chul-sa is secretly rallying people to rebel. Saying crap like, Sun He is capable for a woman, sure, but weak-willed, and other people are more suited to lead.
So, he's been working the rumor mill.
I can find out anything and everything that happens in Ijincho. Han Chul-sa won't be able to keep up with the information warfare. But people look up to him as a legend of the past. My generation grew up listening to stories of his heroics. He once fought to the death with the Tojo clan back in its heyday. I never thought he would ever become my enemy.
A man too full of pride is a man stuck in time, unable to move on. Nothing more than a relic of the past.
Yeah, that old man's far too reckless for his own good. Oh, but he's older than you, Kiryu-san. Much older. You're not even in the same age group.
You don't have to force yourself to say that. More importantly, What do you plan to do about him? As the head, it's up to you to decide how to deal with traitors.
See, this is exactly why I didn't want to talk about this with you, Kiryu-san. Truth be told, I haven't made up my mind yet.
Take your time to think it over. I'll think of something too.
Look, I'd appreciate the help. If only we could have talked about something sexier instead.
True. Dealing with a traitor is not a very sexy topic.
Thank you, Kiryu-san. Sharing your suspicions with someone else does help clear things up.
Yeah, it certainly seems so.
I'm sure you have other things to do, though. Your own problems are even more pressing than mine. I don't want to cause you any trouble, so...
So?
Can we just drink and talk about something stupid now?
Sure. What better way is there to booze?
You really do get me. Always have. Thanks.
Hey, Namba.
Kiryu-san. Shit. I don't know what to do.
Honestly, I've had worse reactions to my face.
Okay, remember everything going on? Yeah, the guy stalking Miyabi-chan in my old workplace, the bigwig.
Sure. What about him?
He's here in Ijinsho, out drinking with some henchmen apparently. Just now, Miyabi-chan called me to let me know. She warned me not to run into him. The thing is, this son of a bitch cost me my job. And he keeps antagonizing Miyabi-chan.
What are you thinking?
I'm thinking maybe this is my chance to finally say something to him.
That's all you want to do? You seem like you're ready for a brawl.
Guess we'll just have to wait and see. It's just... Kiryu-san, when I saw your face, I knew I couldn't put this off any longer.
Hey, don't make my face your excuse here.
Yeah, I know. It's my decision to go out there. There's too much I need to get off my chest. No turning back this time.
How much have you had? You seem a little tipsy.
Okay. Let's make some magic, Kiryu-san. Follow me into battle.
Wait, this isn't like you, Namba.
He's supposed to be somewhere right around here. Hey, Kiryu-san. Eyes open for that guy's harasser-ass face.
You need to take it easy.
Is that good old Nanba standing in my way?
Oh, now that's a lucky break. Finally found you, you dirty swine.
What now? Little grunt. Who the hell do you think you're talking to? You should be bowing.
Why should I bow to you? It's not like I'm your employee anymore, right? I've been laid the hell off. So right now, we're just two grown men. And you're the one in my way.
Oh, yeah. You did get fired. Hey, you guys know about him? Good old Namba here got busted for stealing meds as a nurse.
That's an old story, and not like it sounds. But you're still the creep who harasses his secretaries. You're the one who had me fired, weren't you? Miyabi-chan and I were friends, and you couldn't stand to see it, right?
Yeah? So what? That it? Is that why you're so upset with me? Losing your 9 to 5?
It's not just that. Miyabi-chan lost her first job as a secretary because of you.
Guilty as charged. Oh, are you here to avenge her? Well, throw down, little man. Come get some.
The hell'd you say?
Don't let him make you throw the first punch. He'll just use that as an excuse to gang up on you.
Your big old buddy here's pretty sharp. But you don't need his advice, do you, Nanba? Prove you're a man and take a shot at me.
That's so. So, you admit it was you then?
What?
You fired me on your own. It wasn't a company decision. That means... It means Ichiban was never the reason. He's 100% innocent. He's blame-free.
Huh? What are you rambling about?
We did it, Kiryu-san. Ichiban wasn't at fault, just like I figured.
Nanba, don't tell me.
Somebody explain what he's saying to me. Nah, fuck that actually. Talking is bullshit. I'm a man of action.
Bring it on. No begging for mercy now. Watch this. It's booze time.
Here we go.
Now we're talking.
What?
Have fun with this.
Allow me.
No begging for mercy now.
Here we go.
Sorry about
Pretty.
Wait a second. Hold on, please. What's gonna happen to me?
Hey, Mr. Grab-ass, sir. You leave Miyabi-chan alone, starting right now. All you do to her is give her a secretary job again. Obviously, not working underneath you, that is. You assign her to the most decent boss you have down there.
But I...
Oh, is that not doable for some reason? Maybe my friends and I should come find you again? And again?
No, you got it. She's back to secretary work. Just please, don't hit me anymore.
Huh. That'll do. You should be honored, you know. This guy's fists are famous.
Ah, sheesh. Let's get out of here, all right? Crowd's gathering.
Forgive me, Kiryu-san. It was all the adrenaline rush.
Don't worry about it. Kasuga's lucky to have a friend like you.
Huh?
I never realized. This whole time you weren't bitter about losing your job. You were worried that Kasuga might feel like he's to blame.
Yep. Ichiban's carrying so much guilt on his shoulders, thinking he got me fired. I had to be able to assure him that it was never his fault. All this time, Ichiban's been suffering needlessly, feeling like he owes me. I just wanted to relieve him of that burden.
But even if it had been because of the online thing, you never held it against him, did you?
Of course not. How could I have? He didn't do anything wrong.
I see.
One thing, though.
Hmm.
I've been biting my tongue for weeks now, and it's been pretty exhausting. Because I really did love that job, you know? So after they fired me, I had to make sure not to mope about it near Ichiban, in case he took it to heart. And now, I'm so glad. I'm glad because Ichiban is just unhateable. I could never be mad at him. Not for any reason.
Nanba.
I'm sorry. I'm just feeling relieved.
Namba, for tonight only, what do you say we have a real drink?
You're devious, Kiryu-san. If we're gonna do this, I insist we go top shelf. Bartender, give me your #1 best and most affordable offering. I actually slept well.
Let's give this a try.
I don't know about this. Just find something presentable.
Now, what about this with those shoes? An important
Ooh, I make this look good, baby. We're bringing it back. Now's the time.
First impressions are key.
So, let's catch up. For the record, Taichi's safely back in Okinawa by now. Saw him off at the airport personally. Bought him enough tchotchkes to fill a duffel bag. That cabaret fight shouldn't sour his memories of the city.
Good. Taichi's lucky to have you looking out. Thank you, Date-san.
Hang on. Too early to start thanking me. We need to talk about what's next.
Hmm?
Come on. Taichi's far from the only one you've shut out. You've been dead to the world how many years?
That's what I'm supposed to be. Dead men don't keep in touch. The Daidoji faction made that clear. They only back me as long as I stick to the shadows.
Then what happens now? There's video evidence of Kazuma Kiryu still walking the earth. Force majeure, as the French call it, out of our hands. Daidoji say anything about that yet?
No, nothing so far.
As I thought, they're not omnipotent anyway. Not half as much as they were.
What are you trying to say, Date-san?
Only that, the way I see it, the Daidoji faction has reason to loosen your leash a bit. If circumstances align for a near miss or two with old friends, they'll likely be too occupied to care.
Maybe. But you're forgetting. I keep my promises, whether I'm forced to or not.
Oh, I'm well aware. But seeing Taichi didn't make you break your word, did it? You keep your distance, they never know you're there. I'm sure the Daidoji won't raise a stink.
And if I were one of them, I'd be none too happy.
Bloody hell. Does that backbone of yours ever bend? How about this, then? You know what Kamurocho's like these days. With the Tojo and Omi put to pasture, the Yakuza are just a memory. Petty criminals filled that gap. Better or worse, they're too insignificant to pin down. Cops have nothing to hold on to with them.
I get it. So what?
Some Kamurocho folk think it's worse than ever. Reminds me, Akiyama's gone quiet lately.
Akiyama? You can't find him? Date-san, when was the last time you two spoke?
Just after the dissolution, I suppose. He caught wind Kazuma Kiryu might have had a hand in it. Akiyama went hunting for anything he could find, but came back with nothing more than rumors. He rang me up late one night during his investigations. I've tried calling him since, but there's never an answer. He might have finally left town.
What? So he just disappeared? Do you even know if he's alive?
The thought occurred to me, so I've kept a watch going. If he shows up, the police will know. Are you worried? He's just one of plenty you've turned your back to, after all.
I can't help but be curious. Of course I want to know how they're all doing.
That's so. Glad you finally said it. I'd feel the same way in your shoes. It's time to do something about that.
Tell me what you want from me, Date-san.
I thought I'd been clear. This whole bucket kick list of yours is an opportunity. You and the Daidoji can stay honest with each other while we get you some closure on things. Leave everything to me. Akiyama, too. I'll dig him up somehow.
Date-san.
Who else out there do you need to see? Think. Kamurocho's got a lot of faces. You spent practically half your life on those streets.
The people who meant the most to me are dead. Kazuma-san, Yumi, even Nishiki. I still visit their graves. In fact, I was just there recently. To say I'll be with them soon.
God's sake. All right, let's focus on the ones who are still above ground. Because, like it or not, that includes you, for now. So who else,
Date-san, spending time with you is good enough. Really, you're the best friend I've held on to.
That's very sweet of you and all, but promise that you'll give it more thought. I mean, I know there's more than just me.
Kamurocho locals that I knew. Well, I guess there's Kazuki and Yuya.
There you go. That's a great call, in fact. Kazuki and Yuya. They're doing well, last I checked. As you know, Stardust fell to the Korean Mafia some time back, but it's up and running again.
Is that so?
Yep, now that we have that settled, I only have to come up with a plan. Some way the Daidoji faction will write off as a coincidence, just in case. Like with Taichi, we need the perfect setting. Give me a bit of time.
Whatever you say. I'll go along with this because I trust you. Thanks, Date-san.
Stop it. This is something I want to do. There's no need for one word of appreciation.
No, it's nothing for you. Bring it on.
Let's do it.
I'll follow you.
Now we're talking.
You want? I'm on it.
I'm over here.
Allow me.
It's my turn.
It's time.
They didn't
We should
stand a
relish
chance.
this moment.
Strong.
Okay.
Hello?
It's Dante, Kiryu. Could you come to the Harbor Light if you're free? We'll make for Kamurocho from there.
Understood. I remember this.
Good you're here. Have everything you need?
Yeah.
Straight over to Stardust. Hope you're prepared for this. We're giving that bucket list some weight to it. And there it is. Kamurocho's prevailing host club, Stardust.
Prevailing, huh? They've come a long way, I suppose.
Obviously, the Jingon occupation brought some drastic changes a while back. Now it's returned to its more traditional roots, so to speak. That Kazuki boy's always had a vision.
You're not kidding. That's not just traditional. It's downright nostalgic. Huh? Yuya.
Huh. Honestly, things never change. Right in the middle of the street.
Like I give a shit who you're with. The Tojo clan couldn't even get protection money from us. Get out of here. Don't come back again.
You're freaking dead! We're gonna ruin this joint!
At the best you got for me? Real Kamurocho natives sneeze better threats. Let me teach you. Never screw with the big boys.
Ah!
Hey, isn't that... Oh, my gosh! Kazuki-san! He's the coolest! And Yuya-san's here too! I'm ascending.
Nicely done, Yuya. You're as fearless as the day I met you.
Kazuki-san. I'll cover the outside. You worry about business on the inside.
You know how boring it is without you in there? Come. There's always more to do.
On it.
Wow! So chic! Stardust! I want to marry this place!
Seems as popular as ever, huh?
I suppose so. I appreciate you helping me get one last look at them.
Let's slow down. Hey, that was the owner just now, right? Hell of a show.
Oh, yeah, wasn't it?
Those crooks were looking for protection money. Amazing how you all beat them back. And by the looks of it, business is booming for you boys.
Suppose so. We're pretty old-fashioned as host clubs go. Our competitors like to say we're behind the times. But Kazuki-san's a great boss, and with him in charge again, we're all eager to work here. The fact that he still pulls in such young fans is especially motivating. Us young bloods have to keep up.
I'm glad to see people still admire Kazuki and Yuya.
That'll never change. They've always been a different breed. And Kamurocho fixtures for decades. Most people have forgotten by now, but the Jingon Mafia took this place some time ago. They had money, weapons, people. Things got really rough for a bit.
The Jingon used Stardust to launch their Kamurocho expansion. It was a smart play.
Oh, mister, you know your stuff. Have you heard the entire history behind it all? As to why the Jingon was targeting Kamurocho in the first place, I mean. You see, the Korean Mafia was beaten, badly, by Tojo Clan Yakuza back in the 80s. Meaning, no offense, you two look like you might have been around back then. Do you know about the Dragon of Dojima?
Yep, I've heard the name before at least.
I figured. No one who knows anything about Kamurocho wouldn't know Kazuma Kiryu, after all. Yeah, Kiryu-san was a legend who kicked the Jingon out almost single-handedly. Kazuki-san and Yuya, though, had the misfortune of being his friends. So, when the Jingon Mafia finally came back, they went straight for Stardust and Retribution. You could say Kazuki-san was just another victim of Kazuma Kiryu's legacy of violence.
Huh. Not exactly sure that's accurate. You know?
Don't you think? I gotta say, this city's story has always been about honest people paying for the underground sins. At least the Jingon are dead and buried now, anyway. Kiryu-san too, so I've been told. And with all of them gone, it fell to Kazuki-san to rebuild on his own. It kills me to think of him having to bow his head to every moneylender in town. If those criminals could hear me from hell, especially Kiryu, I'd have some words for him.
I see. Fair enough. I'd say you've got a point.
Hey!
Thanks for your time. Hope we didn't bother you.
No, of course not. No bother at all, sirs.
Hey, where are you going? This isn't what we came for. Kazuki and Yuya are coming to Serena in a little while.
Don't tell me you invited them there.
I'm not saying you have to reveal yourself. It's just a chance to hear them, see how they're really doing.
No. I saw for myself they're doing well. And I've heard enough.
Oh, come on, don't say that. I promise you, whatever that toddler of a host said, Kazuki and Yuya don't agree with him. I've never heard them utter one word of resentment.
Even still,
Honestly, just come upstairs. What's a Kamurocho trip without revisiting this place anyway? Think of it as part of the tour. Ah, there you are. Good to see you, Kazuki, Yuya.
Likewise. Thank you for inviting us.
Not every day the legendary detective of Kamurocho asks you out for drinks.
Is that the kind of barefaced flattery Stardust customers get treated to, Yuya?
That wasn't flattery. Everyone knows I speak my mind, pure and simple.
All right, all right.
Hey, by the way, this place is empty. You didn't, reserve the whole bar for us, did you?
Not at all. This is the slow time of night. Always clears out around now.
Come on, Yuya. Don't be presumptuous.
Okay, Kazuki-san, but I bet you were thinking the same thing.
Here it is, trying to clear your name by muddying mine. I apologize for that, Date-san.
Oh, get this, Date-san. Know what happened earlier? Some small-timers actually came around for protection fees.
Yeah, I saw. Happened to be down the street during the confrontation. Well fought. Don't tell anyone I said that. Technically, I probably should have arrested you.
How are you always so up to date?
Rolling on Stardust's front door just now? Gotta say, it actually brought back memories.
Yeah? Of what sort?
Huh. Do you have to ask? I'm sure we're all thinking the same thing.
Yep. Dead to rights, yeah?
Come on, don't keep me in suspense.
Back in the day, Yuya would hurl Yakuza hither and yon from our doorway. Let's say for one, Kiryu-san, naturally.
I get it now. Of course he'd come to mind.
Hard to believe that was almost 20 years ago now.
Yeah. Crazy. I can count on one hand the fights I've lost in my life, but I've never felt strength like his before or since. That first night, he looked just like any other mid-rank soldier come to squeeze us.
Huh. Little did you know you were picking a fight with the Dragon of Dojima.
Time never slows down, huh? Soon, Kiryu-san will have been dead for as long as I knew him when he was alive.
Yuya keeps a bottle on reserve just in case he ever shows up again someday. One of our most expensive bottles, in fact. Doesn't exactly help our bottom line.
Well, Yuya's not alone there. Sometimes I'm stunned he's been gone so long.
Bet everyone in this district who ever met the guy feels that, now and again.
Maybe. Still, he had a way of bringing trouble wherever he went, wouldn't you say? Stardust must have surely suffered over the years because of him, no? Your doorman has something of a grudge against him, in fact.
Can't in good faith deny that, I guess. Talk about someone the world just has it out for. There were times he'd waltz in, and you'd know a storm was coming. I don't know. Do you think Kiryu-san would forgive me if he heard me say that?
It's fine. If you're still carrying this with you, might as well let it out.
Okay. Thing is, no one ever took the brunt of it worse than Kiryu-san himself. When that man clenched his jaw and furrowed his eyes, all your doubts would disappear.
I'll never forget the first time we met. He was ready to overthrow the Tojo clan, all on his own. But then, he found a little girl worth 10 billion yen, and decided to protect her like she was his own blood. After that, Kiryu-san became an icon to the city. Anyone who knew him knew the courage he could instill. Every twist and turn, all our troubles and hard times felt bearable then.
Yeah, that's what Kiryu-san was to us. That's why it's so hard to believe he's gone for good.
Hey, Date-san.
Hmm?
Why tonight? Why invite both of us here all of a sudden? Did anything happen recently?
What do you mean?
I wonder. News of Kiryu-san, perhaps? A sighting, a rumor, a word? Some sliver of evidence somehow suggesting that his death was a feint?
Don't do this to yourselves. I'm sorry, but I called you because I felt like seeing some old friends.
I see. And that's all it is?
Come on. Can you blame us for hoping for something more?
You too.
Kazuki-san likes to say that Kiryu-san deserves to have us honor his legacy. That's why Stardust was worth all the scraping and clawing it took to get it back.
Yeah, that must have been difficult. But from the looks of it, Stardust has truly recovered. Kamurocho itself even, like the city's healing from Tenkaichi Street out.
For the first time in a long time, I think I'd be proud for him to visit us again. I'd like him to know that we're still standing. I suppose I understand Yuya and his bottle now.
It's all right. I have a feeling he's damn proud of the both of you. Believe me, there's not a doubt in my mind. I should apologize for dragging you all the way up there. I know you're busy.
You don't have to do that. I appreciate all the work it took.
Kazuki and Yuya? Well, feel free to tell me I was right. Those two have always looked up to you. Maybe Kamurocho can become a little bit better, if its people don't forget the man who fought for it. How was it, hearing all that?
It was good. I felt happy. Like listening in on your own funeral, though.
Yeah, that's understandable, I suppose. Although, what better way to find perspective on the life you've led than that? No one expects they're the poor bastard everyone will say good riddance over. Except maybe you. You think you only ever put people in danger. I'm gonna prove to you you're wrong. I'm working on another clandestine reunion. Stay in touch until then.
Thanks for the drink. See you again soon.
Good night, Kiryu. Do your best to hold on to what they said.
Giddy up.
Hello?
Dante here, Kiryu. If you have time, come to Harbor Light, will you?
Sure, understand.
Oh, good to see you, Kiryu. Are you set? I'd like to take you. I assume you're ready?
I'm prepared.
Good. As it happens, there are a few familiar faces visiting Ijincho at the moment.
I suppose that's pure coincidence.
Would you believe I didn't invite them? The Seiryu clan did. To prepare for the dissolution, Ebina has been in touch with regional families across Japan. These two have come to answer his call, all the way from Hiroshima. Onomichi, actually.
Onomichi?
A Yomei Alliance subsidiary, the Hirose families Tagashira and Matsunaga, here in Ijincho right now.
Huh. Tagashira. Matsunaga.
They're here to investigate the Seiryu for themselves. Unfortunately, Captain Nagumo couldn't make it.
Investigate, you said?
If Ebina's dissolution succeeds, every Yakuza group in the country will feel its effects. No matter where they're located, no family can ignore Yokohama right now. So, Tagashira and Matsunaga are here to survey and report back on behalf of the Yomei.
Wow. They're representing all of Hiroshima, that means.
The Hirose family might have started small, but they've been making a name for themselves. Many would credit their old patriarch Toru for that. He died doing wet work for the former Yomei chairman. He died loyally. As such, he left behind a family worthy of respect. They report directly to the chairman now. Which means your boys are officers of the main family. They're trusted with a lot these days.
I see. How about that?
What's wrong? You've got that look on your face. You don't want to see him?
It isn't that. Not exactly. I'm worried how they'd react if they knew I survived.
Why? Think they'd take it poorly?
The Hirose family was small, but they were as tight-knit as any family I've seen. As soon as I entered their lives, that all changed. And Hirose's death was a direct consequence of that. If I'd never set foot in Hiroshima, Tagashira and the others might still have their boss. I never apologized to them. In fact, I took the easy way out by going into hiding. How could I ever show my face to them again?
Who said you'd show your face? Hang back, just like with Kazuki and everyone. Hear Tagashira himself say what they think of you. Honestly, you should get how this works by now.
Maybe so.
Remember, Hiroshima is part of your legacy. The last heroic stand of Kazuma Kiryu. Tagashira and Matsunaga saw history made there. Don't you find the prospect intriguing? Hearing their thoughts on your final moments?
That's a sad way of putting it. You make it sound like I'm some voyeur.
Either way, the timing of their Ijincho trip is perfect for us. Don't question serendipity. They're drinking at a bar nearby, right now. Let's not miss them.